I have a certain condition, and when I'm in a physical pain and experience a public embarrassment due to that, it's extremely hard to stay in the center point and be awake. My mind just screams, get out of here so I can be protected. It's just too much for me. And it just keeps coming day after day, moment after moment. This has been going on for a decade. How can you be free from the pain or ascend to a higher self that is not affected by it? How can you find your true self while going through such a pain that just blurs your mind? I can't even think straight going through it. Can you truly be free and not be affected by something that just shakes you physically and mentally?
Yeah. You know, one of the most challenging things that an aspirant will eventually come to is something that seems like an impossible puzzle, an impossible conjunction. And basically it's this: you can never be free of what you don't want. You can never be free of what you don't want. The only way we know presently from this mind to be free of what we don't want is to complain about it, right, run from it, hide from it in some way, do something in order to create what seems to be a separation between ourselves and the suffering that we don't want. But the truth says the only way you can be free of what you don't want is to understand it completely. And to understand it completely, you have to meet it completely. So when I was thinking about this question, 3 words came to me, and you might want to write this down, person who posited this question. 3 words. The 3 words are, as I am. As I am. When I first saw that answer, as I am, which I'll explain, what came to my mind immediately, for some reason, then I found out why, was the name Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia, the great lion that played basically a Christ-like figure in the C.S. Lewis stories. So I went and looked up the name Aslan, knowing that, as I do, forgive me, that Mr. Lewis, being of a certain order of man, would never pick an arbitrary name for such a creature playing such a noble role. And what do you think Aslan stands for? It's a Turkish word. It means basically a young boy, and it also is the word for lion. So you have in the word Aslan, innocence and strength, all in one word. Innocence and strength, all in one word. Aslan. I love when I don't see them as coincidences, and to put that into context, the words "as I am," is for you to understand that only as, I have to speak in first person, because if I go as you are, it's not. Only as I am can I meet what I am. Only if I'm willing to meet what I am do I discover that what I am holds within it a child of immense strength. The child of immense strength that lives in as I am is changed by what it meets when it meets what it is. That's the possibility of transcending any condition. There isn't a person on this earth that isn't going to die physically. Some of us will go out unquestionably crying, hating, whining. Some of us will go out, we don't even know it happened. But the fact of the matter is that a human being is here to transcend his or her nature. That's what the whole story represented in the Chronicles is about, is the fact that there's a way for an individual to die and not die. But the only way the person dies without dying is by sacrificing him or herself to something greater than oneself. And that's what as I am means in this instance that I'm describing it. Look, as I am, I'm in pain. As I am, I'm angry. As I am, I'm afraid. As I am, I'm greedy. As I am, I'm lustful. I mean, go through the whole litany. It's endless. And every one of those is a visitation. Some of us, and I do mean some of us, I include myself, we happen to be subject to a lot more physical trials than others. One day, if you understand what I'm talking about, you will thank your lucky stars for your pains. Because most people never know themselves as I am because they're too busy running after what they can be. Conscious pain grounds a person in the understanding that only transcendence of themselves is going to make any true change, not hating themselves for having a problem. Do you understand the difference in this? Mm-hmm. You remember that as I am, the next time, whatever it is that comes, you sit there and you accept it. And when I say accept it, I'm not saying that you go, oh, I love this problem, I love this pain. I mean, in that moment, you understand there are two ways in which a person meets life. One, the person meets life as though something is taking something from them. Or two, they meet life as though, as it is giving them something. You either live from a mind that says something's taking something from me, or something is giving something to me. There is no in between. Most live from the mindset something is being taken from me. Because you say, I was feeling pretty good till my body did this or until you said that. Then all of a sudden, I don't feel good anymore. That's because you are trying to hold on to the very thing that you say is the problem. Learn to give yourself up. How do I do it? By being as I am. Let's go on.
Okay. That's one of those things that you can't really know what it's about until you experiment and try to enact what you're saying.
Nothing can be, look, how do you say this? When I resist a pain of any kind, it's because I believe that somehow or other, I am not supposed to be in this pain. Right. I believe that. I'm not supposed to have this pain.
Right.
That means that I must be the writer of my own story.
Right.
And that the purpose I have in life is to somehow push this pain away because it challenges the idea I have of myself. Mm-hmm. Well, if I didn't have an idea of myself set in stone the way I do, then whenever something visits me that would challenge that, I wouldn't find myself deeper in the concrete, buried by my own assumptions. I am not saying pain is easy. I'm saying that pain can be a gift if you know how to use it. And one day you may find out that part of your purpose in this life is to be someone who has the kind of pain that you do and who serves as an example through it to everyone else that there is another order of life, some other way a person can meet these things. Then you serve a great purpose.
Right. That's very helpful.